You want to know why you were never good enough for him to do the work for? Why he couldn't do it when he was with you to keep you? Why is he doing it now? We'll get to the actual reason at the end, but let's cover a few details first. Let's start with the elephant in the room. How do you know he's doing the work? Like, how do you actually know he's putting in the work? What evidence do you have for that? Because the jury's still out in that one. You see, it sounds impressive. It's much easier to say to you, I'm putting in the work. And that's why I'm creating space and distance, or that's why we're not together, than to say, I'm triggered and I'm scared and I don't know what to do about it. Or I need to go off the rails for a while and I don't want to tell you that. Or I just need to blow off some steam. It keeps you interested because it actually paints the picture that he is continuously growing and evolving and doing impressive things. It allows him to impress you, and he actually wants to do that, and I will explain why later. But it allows him to sound impressive, like he's growing and evolving and doing all of the good things whilst still actually avoiding doing the vulnerable things that he has to do the good things. Correct me if I'm wrong, but him saying I'm putting in the work has allowed him to hold on to your attention because he knows you value those things, so he can present that narrative to you rather than just saying, I failed you and I realised that I did. Evidence. Now, one of the earliest signs that someone is in the mental space to actually be putting in the work is accountability. Now, emotional regulation and shifts in behaviours and sitting in the discomfort of your fears, that comes later, but initially, when you're in that mindset to actually put in the work, you will take accountability. Real growth starts there. It doesn't start with deflecting accountability. So he might be saying nice things like I'm putting in the work, but he still somehow is making you feel like you're to blame. Like that this was maybe your fault. You still don't really feel that he realizes what took place. He's kind of still deflecting. If he's avoiding full responsibility by justifying what he did or minimizing what he did, I would really question whether he actually is putting in the work, because accountability isn't one of the end signs. It's one of the very first. All of that is by the by, because actually the real reason he didn't put in the work when he was with you is because he didn't have to. He had no reason to. You were there. You stayed, you put up with what happened, and even when you told him that if he didn't change or he didn't make any changes you would go, he never actually believed that you would. When someone doesn't experience consequences for their behaviour, there is no real urgency to change said behaviour. Change begins when someone's back's against the wall. Someone doesn't run into change. Someone doesn't leap into change. It happens when they have no other choice. The healing often only starts once the safety disappears and the comfort of the relationship no longer is wrapped around them. You should have realised the reality of the opportunity while you were standing there asking for it, but he didn't. And they rarely do. They only reach this point when they've realised that they literally can't go on like this because something really hurtful has taken place. And when they lose you and they realise that you will not tolerate it any longer, very often that's their reason.